I start off this episode with some good news. I have made an offer to Samuel Zavala for 11 years and $86.9 million. On the other hand, I have some very bad news. Bryan Ramos has a partially torn labrum, and because of this, he will be out for the rest of the season. In a corresponding move, we will be calling up Hunter Owen, who's batting at a 1.127 OPS in AAA. He very much struggled with us in his short time in the major leagues, but we do need somebody with a little pop. That's where Hunter Owen fits. And I guess he'll be batting third. Hunter Owen doesn't have great first base ratings, just a 50, so nothing fantastic, but it'll be fine enough to where he could play. Truthfully, that's what we'll do. We'll have Wilfred Veras play first and Hunter Owen bat DH. All in all, this lineup's really rough. We've had a lot of injuries. We traded away Luis Robert. And so I wasn't expecting this lineup to be fantastic, but it's really rough. I'll probably have to look around through this bullpen, see if there's somebody I can get rid of, because truthfully, I don't need a 9-person bullpen. It's a little unnecessary that I have that many people in the bullpen. Updates, it's towards the middle of June. We're still 25 and 45, so we've continued to be not very good. My hopes were really high. I said that at the beginning of the year, and we've just really let them down. And I think it's still doable, though significantly less doable losing a guy like Bryan Ramos. But I think it's still possible for us to have a winning record. This team is rough, and they're young, but I'm sure they have some fight in them. C.J. Abrams has been wonderful in his time up in the majors. Samuel Zavala has been decent, lower average, but he's been hitting for more pop. There are bright spots, and there will continue to be bright spots. It's just, our best player is out for 4 months because he ran into somebody and then tore his labrum. So that's kind of the White Sox luck. And maybe it's something I'll have to start preparing for if that's kind of how seasons are going to look. I have large news. Samuel Zavala has now signed an 11-year, $86.9 million contract. That is huge. Huge. Enormous for our future, because we're not paying him a ton in his potential prime seasons. Yes, it's a major risk. I see that fact. Obviously, he's 21. You could have no idea what his development will look like, but as of right now, he's looking like a potential future MVP. And that's somebody I want to lock up for the future. So, big news. I told you I believed in this team. I told you we had it in us. Look at this. Past week and a half was a great week and a half. We've done really well. In our last 10 games, we're 7-3. What did I say? I said we could do it. We're coming up on the Kansas City Royals spot. We're now ahead of the Oakland Athletics. It's doable. I am surprised, obviously. Garrett Crochet has made 2 good starts. That's entirely different from everything he's done at the beginning of the year. He was awful. And now he's doing better. So it's not a wash of a season yet. We still have a chance. We're still, Jairo Iriarte. He had 2 duds, but he's been generally a very bright spot. 11.5 Ks per 9. That's really good. especially with, not to jinx it, but 1 home run in 9 games is impressive. Christopher Sanchez, fantastic numbers. Has looked like the ace this year. Drew Thorpe, what's going to happen with Drew Thorpe right now is we are going to send him down and bring up Chris Paddock and set him to 100 pitches as pitch limit. He just had a rehab start in AAA. That's fine. That's all I needed to happen. I believe in us. I think we have the ability to be a 500 team. We're not a playoff team yet, but we are a 500 team. I have faith. It is the day of the 2026 first-year player draft. And we have the 3rd pick. We're in the lottery is the 1 pick, but we came out with the 3rd pick. You know, kind of is what it is. With the 1st pick, Juan Valenzuela is taken. He was not somebody I was looking at. With the 2nd pick, Grady Emerson is taken. Interesting. Who do they project me taking? Phil Koch. Phil Koch. I will not be taking Phil Koch or Phil Koch. Some potential people I was looking at, Rosell Shepard. As a shortstop, not a ton of power, but good hitting, pretty good fielding potential. Left-handed bat. Daniel Cuvée. Potentially the low avoid Ks doesn't wow me, and his fielding isn't great for a 3rd baseman. Alex Harrington, another shortstop. Better fielding than Rosell Shepard. And on the pitching side, Trey Rangel was somebody I was interested in, but not too sure fully about. And CJ Sampson is a 2-way player. He's got great hitting, pretty darn good pitching. We'll see what he's asking for. 5.5 million? What does our scouts say? They say Phil Koch. I will not be going with Phil Koch. Brady Harris is another option. Would probably profile as more of a corner outfielder. Eli Willits, maybe. Another shortstop. Jacob Lombard, who would be a 2nd baseman. I think I have to get sure of myself and go with either Alex Harrington or Rosell Shepard. And I think I'm going to go with Shepard. I have plenty of power on the team. He's hard to sign, but his demand is 5.5. So if I can get him for under that, that would be wonderful, and I save some money. Phil Koch is taken with the 4th pick, and Dalton Barron is taken with the 5th pick. He's somebody I wish he looks real good. See, now I'm regretting that pretty immediately. That's fine. That's fine. We'll be okay. See, Josh Sawyer would be real good too, but he's only got 3 pitches. So Dalton Barron. That's a good pick. His stats look like they're going to be good. We have the 1st pick in the 2nd round. Gabe Gakel, potentially. Probably not 2nd round. Gavin Gallagher, would probably stick him out in left field. But 50 overall. I want somebody over, that, who's got higher potential than that. Braden Holcomb, I've seen a bunch of other people draft in their own, Foolish Bailey drafted him. I'm not going to go for him. I think I'm probably going to go with Cameron Johnson. He's got a lower bonus demand. He's better than most of the other guys I've looked at. And, I know he's got that 30 control now, but I believe in our minor league coaches, and I think we can get him progressing well. Meet his demand. Yep, we're going to go with him. Wesley Robertson. He's recommended slot. We're going to meet that. And I think that's probably a good pick. He's got high work ethic, high leader, not high intelligence, but I think we go for it. He wasn't on my list, which is fine with me, but he looks real good. He's already up to a 35 stuff. 30 control's a little concerning, but I believe in our guys to develop. For my 5th round pick, I'm going under slot once again, and I'm getting Brennan Cyber from the University of Vanderbilt University. He's got 3+ pitches, higher floor, lower ceiling. Just fine by me. He's a ground ball pitcher, and I'm saving money once again. The rest I will kind of do on my own and come back and let you know at the end of the draft any favorites of mine that I snagged in this draft. The 2026 draft is concluded. You guys saw all my draft picks up through Brennan Cyber. Jaron Purify was a college shortstop that I drafted. Probably stick him maybe at 2nd, but we'll see. He's got some good talent. There are people that excited me. Cole Stokes, they have him as a reliever. He can go starter or reliever. He's a ground baller. He's got a good personality. I feel weird saying that. This guy will play first. Not too bad power and eye. I like kind of how those stats look. He's got a decent first base fielding, so overall, pretty good draft. You know, there are guys like this guy. I got a few guys who aren't the best in the outfield, so they might be better served at first. This guy's last name is apparently J. Cole, which is cool. But yeah, that's my draft. Currently, we've had a great month. Like 7-5 in July. For us, that's a great month. We've had a few losses. Wednesday's not our day, Friday's not our day. But Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, so far we're winning this month. It is now All-Star Rosters Day, but I thought I would do a quick update in the fact that I'm looking to move on from Wilfred Veras, which is an entirely weird thing to say because he's a 23-year-old in his 2nd year in the majors. My reasoning behind it is I have players that I would prefer and that I've moved and traded for that I want to get full playing time. In this offer, I am looking to trade for Chase Dollander, who will probably be a starting pitcher for us. Look at that 60 stamina. Great stuff, great movement. Charlie Bates, 3rd round pick in 2024, will probably be a second baseman, but still in rookie ball. Jaden Hill will be inserted right into our bullpen, and Jack Mahoney, who is kind of pitching depth. Hopefully they take this. In other news, prospect rosters have been announced. We have Noah Schultz, Lazaro Trejo, and that's it. All-Star Game rosters are out. We have 2 All-Stars. Christopher Sanchez, very well deserved. He's killing it. And Bryan Ramos, who is injured, but I was really hoping he would make it. I'm not sure if this counts as his rookie season, but if it does, he would probably win Rookie of the Year if he didn't get injured. Other major highlights, Jackson Holliday, who is injured, is probably the best AL batter so far. Royce Lewis is maybe a close second. Wyatt Langford's been pretty good. And then in the NL, the best pitcher, from what I can see, is either Jacob Mizio-Rayowski or Kyle Harrison. And then hitting-wise, Francisco Alvarez continues to be fantastic. Luis Urias, that's a surprise. Other surprises, Mookie Betts is not a surprise. Mason Wynn is interesting. James Outman makes the All-Star team as a 29-year-old. And Matt Shaw, who I believe is a rookie. No, he is not a rookie. Matt Shaw, who's young, who went to University of Maryland, is an All-Star. So I'm excited. We got 2 All-Stars. I'm looking to see whether Dylan Cease made it. It doesn't look like he did. So, we got 2 All-Stars, 1 starter, 1 first baseman. I'll be completing this trade with the Rockies, sending away Wilfred, Veras, starting pitcher Shane Murphy, relief pitcher Tanner Banks, who we sent down to AAA to just kind of get some more time down there. He's been decent for us. He had 2 pretty good years, and this year he hasn't been great, but we'll say goodbye and we'll start moving some younger guys in. And first baseman Michael Turner. In addition, I had them add in, I believe I had Jaden Hill in at the first place. We're going to hit complete this trade and make some roster moves in addition to that. Spawning moves. Jaden Hill and Chase Dollander move on to the 40-man roster and onto our Major League roster. Chase Dollander becomes our number 5 pitcher. And for that, we send down Bryce Elder. In our bullpen, Jaden Hill will become a long relief guy. And Hamilton will move back to stopper. And Matt Olson, who has been struggling recently, had a big game where he gave up a lot of runs. We're going to demote to AAA just kind of to get his confidence back up a little bit. We'll see how Ian Hamilton does back in the stopper role. He hasn't been great this year. Hopefully he'll turn it around there, but if he's not doing well, we might look to DFA him and move out from under. We're still paying him $2.15 million, but we've got other options. TJ Brock could move into a stopper role. There are certainly options we could move around. And given that we still have room for one more, and we just traded away our first baseman, it's interesting to see what we might do next. Braden Montgomery is an option. Let's see what his first baseman ratings are. They're not great. In a corresponding move, we'll be moving Brandon Drury to our 40-man roster and to our active roster. I've got another little small trade here. Connor Norby and some minor league depth. Adam Hackenberg was getting a lot of trade value and back in 2024, and I was like, no, I'm not trading this guy, and I probably wish that I did. Jesus Guara was, for some reason, the person that tipped this trade over, but in return, we get Christian Serta from the Miami Marlins. Pretty good defensive catcher. And Paul DeYoung. That'll be interesting. Welcome back, Paul DeYoung. I'm making a small trade. Probably won't do a ton, but I'm giving up Cole Henry, who we picked up off waivers in 2024. He had a little bit of time with us in the major leagues. And trading Juan Santander, who was a part of, I believe, the trade for Colin Barber and the trade where we gave up Tim Meza and Brooks Baldwin. And in return, we're getting Gabriel Hughes, a starting pitcher. 50s pretty much across the board. Could move to the bullpen. He's got 4 pitches. Decent pitches, but we'll put him in AAA. And also Alexander Ramirez. It is trade deadline day. We are 47 and 57, which is way better than how we've been. Thomas Szapucki, who I acquired in a trade for somebody else I acquired in. I've been doing very small trades that aren't all that noteworthy. And Here is a trade for, we're giving up a 30-year-old who's got great stuff, probably would be a bullpen guy for us, but we're still 47 and 57. Probably not a playoff team this year. The future's looking up though, so why not add to it with a prospect named CJ Culpepper from the Minnesota Twins, and then we'll also get their 7th round pick last year, Henry Kazmar probably is right. So we're going to complete that trade. I have paused the trade deadline because I am making a trade I was thinking about and wanting to trade Kirk McCarthy. In return, I will be getting Keston Hiura, who I talked smack about, but then is now doing well. We'd have him for the rest of the season. He'd play first base for us. We would probably send down Hunter Rowan, who has just been really off and on striking out a ton, and it's frustrating, but we're going to make this trade, Kirk McCarthy for Keston Hiura. We made some moves, got rid of some players that I had already traded for, got Keston Hiura, who I will, in a corresponding move, place on our roster. Most likely send down Hunter Owen for right now. So you can see they're very similar in stats, so I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but the corresponding move I will make is to waive and DFA Romy Gonzalez. And that way I can have space for Keston Hiura on the 40-man, and then I'll put him on our active roster. And the move I will make to fit with that will probably be to send down Dylan Cruz again. I had him back up just to try things out for a game, but I will be sending him back down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Today I've done a lot. I've made a lot of things happen. The team is doing better. I mean, we're 47 and 57. We've had a great month. If you look at our, I guess I can't look at our info. If you look at our team stats, in July we've been a 6-15 team. That's so different from really anything. Our hitting's been better. We're still, bottom of the AL, but we're doing better. And that's what matters to me, obviously. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your patience, and thank you so much for joining me in this series. Have a great day. Be safe. Please like the video and subscribe.